E360 TV proudly presents Messages of Inspirational Stories, broadcasting and live streaming to millions of devices around the world, including Roku, and live streaming to Facebook Live. Also on Amazon Fire TV and to Twitch. Also Android TV and Periscope. Broadcasting to Apple TV and YouTube Live. Proudly brought to you by our host, Donna Guinois, producer and host, Michaela Vidal, host and administrator, and Jim Grant, producer and host. Proudly brought to you by the 6minutewebinar.com. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today?
I've had a day, Jim. I'm sorry. My computer has just been a little bit of a rat this morning. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it all of a sudden moved all my settings. And I'm like, I don't know where we're at.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And then she turned on the vacuum cleaner and she was telling me how that thing didn't work properly.
Right.
And it's just your day in the pickle barrel, girl. What can we say?
It's a pickle barrel of a day. So now I'm waiting for my husband to get home from work and he can fix everything.
There you go, Ed. You come on down. You're the next contestant.
That's right. That's right. Well, folks, we are super excited. Today is Friday, our last day of Palentine's Day.
Right.
And as promised, we have some really, really fun things to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, during the show today, Donna and I, we're going to share something that's it's a nice little icebreaker, but it's also a fun little game. It's called Two Truths and One Lie. And what we recommend for you to do as we get into the show is to, get your group of people together and have them write down on a little piece of paper the two truths about them and one lie, and then you just put them all in a bag. And
right.
then when you
all
go
on separate pieces of paper.
Right. And then when you go to the, to the events that Donna's going to be getting into about the supper, the dinners and all, pull out a couple of them and read one of them and let everybody in there guess, okay, I think it's that person.
Right.
And
sort of
then,
like a mystery dinner.
Yeah. It's fun too. We used to use icebreakers in the military when I was teaching as an instructor, because you bring people in from all over the place, from all over the United States. You got to build some camaraderie.
Right.
And we had a list of, many questions. We didn't play the two truths and one lie, but we had many questions there, like, who would you, like to have a conversation with, dead or alive? Who would you like to have a conversation with and why?
Right.
And then we would read that, and then the people would try to guess who it was. But the same is true here. And Donna, let's kick it off a little bit.
Okay.
I will share with you, and we'll do. We're going to do two each, so we'll do one every 15 minutes. I'll start off with mine.
Okay.
First one, and I wrote down here because I want to make sure I got it right. I didn't forget anything, especially the lie. That's why politicians need real good memories.
Right.
I once ate dinner at Emmett Smith's house. Okay, that's one of them. Another one, I once bowled a perfect 300 game. The third one, I once was AWOL in the Army. Two of those are true. One of those is false.
Okay.
So
wow.
you want to guess which one is true, or which one is a lie, I should say?
Well, I know for a fact that Emmett Smith one is true.
Yes.
I know that's true. He was your son-in-law's best friend.
That's right. And I was invited up. Yeah. From high school.
High school.
Yeah.
high school, college, and beyond.
Yeah. Well, Emmett went to Florida State, and Mark went to no, Emmett went to University of Florida. Excuse me. He was a Gator, and Mark went to Florida State. He graduated 1 year before Emmett, and Emmett was one of the best men. He had two best men at his wedding when him and Lisa got married, and it was in '96. Emmett was still with, of course, most of his career was with the Cowboys, except for a year, I think, when he went to the Cardinals. But it was a Thanksgiving Day, and the Redskins were playing the Cowboys, and I was invited up for that game. Then afterwards, I was invited over to Emmett's house. And the nice thing about Emmett is that he's the kind of person in real life that you see on TV.
Right.
And we ate at this big, fancy, not a fancy, but a real nice dining table. And Emmett made the comment, this is the first time I've ever sat at the head of my table, because when my dad's here, I let him sit here because it's the only time that we use it when my family's here.
Right.
Most time I eat in the kitchen over the sink or something. Kind of like you're going to open up a restaurant for singles, right. Install about 25 sinks or something, make them feel at home. So that one there is true. Now, I once bowled a perfect game, 300. 300 is a perfect game in bowling. Once bowled one time.
Okay, and your third one is I once chose to go AWOL.
AWOL in the Army.
Okay, I'm going to have to go with the lie. It's a perfect 300.
That is correct. That is correct. Because even though I was on a bowling league and a bowling team in a league, and we bowled, every week, of course, like all bowling teams do. And we were actually, back in the 70s, we were actually a drinking team that had a bowling problem. I mean, because when the guy invited me to join his team, I said, I'm not a good bowler. He says, can you drink beer? Do you like beer? I said, yeah.
Pretty good at that.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is 1978 and 79. And goodness gracious, I mean, I'd be 2 and 3 beers deep, and I'm trying to catch up and bowl too. I mean, that's a job. I mean, you could doggone wipe sweat over that. Yeah. And but I was AWOL one time in the Army, and the way that happened, Donna, after I came back from Vietnam, I came back unassigned. And they told me, just go home, because I got medevaced out of Vietnam. When I say medevaced, I wasn't shot or anything like that. I had jungle rot on my feet, and I had extended over there. And this full bird colonel, who was a medical officer, he said, son, when you leaving? I said, well, sir, I just extended. He said, son, you just unextended. He says, I'm sending you home. And your dad was a colonel, a full bird colonel. Mm-hmm. So sure here I am, young and dumb, E4. And I said, sir, you can do that? Son, you see this eagle on my collar? You're damn right I can. I was home within 10 days.
Oh my goodness.
And the thing was that I was supposed to be home unassigned. They said, go home. It'd probably be 30 days, 40 days before they get to you. Fine, make me mad. I was only home about 10 days, and I got this big manila envelope in the mail, and I knew it was from Uncle Sam. And and I was living in my hometown was Shelby, North Carolina. They gave me orders to go to Fort Huachuca, Arizona. I couldn't even pronounce Huachuca. I didn't know you pronounced an H with a W.
Right.
And I mean, just didn't know. And so the more I thought about it, the madder I got, And I thought, you know what? Mother's Day is about a week away. And I wasn't home for Mother's Day in 68 or 69. And this is 1970. So I'm not going to miss Mother's Day 3 years in a row. So I was home. When I finally got to Fort Huachuca, Arizona, I was almost 2 weeks late, AWOL. Ooh. But see, back in those days, I knew what the punishment was. It was Article 15, which is an administrative, slap on the wrist. It doesn't go in your permanent records or anything like that. You get a $50 fine and a 2-week suspension in the company area. Okay. And what happened was that they didn't give me the Article 15. They put me on 2-week restriction. Then they were going to decide what they're going to do to me when I was processing in. One of my buddies, drinking buddies from Vietnam, he was an E7. I was only an E4. And he said, it's one of the best radio operators we had in Nam. I'm looking like, who said that? Because I didn't know anybody at Fort Huachuca. There was no combat patches on the right shoulder. And so anyway, he saw me and he called me over. And long story short, there was too many that had my MOS, my job in the C-72nd there at Fort Huachuca. And he had got battalion orders to have me sign out at midnight, or excuse me, 9 o'clock on a Friday night, to sign in midnight at the 505th on Friday night, and I got away with a AWOL charge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You got lucky, buddy.
Yes, I did, but I was willing to do the time because I figured, well, going to, suspend me or restrict me for 2 weeks. Well, they're going to get 4 weeks. So what? I mean, I was on the mountain for 90 days. Only on the way up there was by chopper, on and off. And everything we had was brought up by chopper, including water. So, I mean, it wasn't no big deal to me. Anyway, that is an example of some of the fun that you can have at a party. And these dinner parties you're talking about, Donna, they sound like they would all go ahead, girl. I've been talking. I've been boring everybody to death. Wake them up.
This is old school, but old school is still hip, guys. Called progressive dinner parties. Talk about a blast. So you could start out at one house for a cocktail and maybe some hors d'oeuvres. And then you go to another house for salad, right? Then you go to another house for the main meal. And then you go to another house for dessert. And then if you want to extend it further, depending on how many people you have, you can go to another house for a cordial after dinner, right? But you can do anything your imagination could come up with.
Oh, yeah.
You can make it, just because it's Valentine's Day doesn't mean squat. You can make it a costume party.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can make it a themed party. And, some of the examples that I found was super cute. Like if you did one of these, say in December, you can call it Jingle and Mingle. How cute is that?
Yeah.
And then you can have on the invitation, you can have a list of whoever house you're going to for which part of the entire evening, right? And it is so much fun because I know I've done it myself. My mother was in a sorority, and she was in this sorority, Beta Sigma Phi. That's it. And she was in over 50 years. And they would do things like that. I mean, these ladies had a ball. I mean, there was a lot of civic stuff that they did, but there was absolutely no shyness in them having fun. And when I was real little, I'd have to go with her because, you didn't get a babysitter very often in those days. And I'd go and, oh my God, those women, you just hear them laughing and laughing and laughing. So you guys, and the progressive dinner, you can make up any name you want to have for it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You can do all kinds of fun things, You can even do, I'm 57 years old, and I got to be honest with you. I still think playing musical chairs is a blast. I mean, I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, I don't want to play musical chairs with someone my age because I'm kind of aggressive. I might want to knock some old guy down because I'm 73, But it's amazing. But, playing the games and stuff, too, along the way, gosh, put some hot sauce on everything, I mean, just liven it up, make it fun,
Right. Or another thing you can do in between going to houses, before you go to the first one, before you go to the second, third, fourth, fifth, however many, stops you have in your progressive dinner, you can also do a scavenger hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
So each person hosting that, meal portion at their home
Hmm.
has to decide what it is that everybody has to come up with.
Oh yeah. Oh
How
yeah.
much fun is that?
Oh yeah. As you're thinking, as you're talking there, I'm thinking about, some of the things you could do at one house and be like a karaoke singing. That'd be fun, like a,
Right?
oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
There is just an oodle, but
Oh,
I'm telling you, that progressive dinner is
mm,
amazing fun.
yeah. And
It
there's
is.
a lot of good food there too. A lot of good
Oh,
food.
absolutely. Absolutely. And, here's the other thing. Maybe if you have a super big group of friends, maybe you can double up. So two people do each event.
Hmm.
So it's a little easier,
Right.
to cooking wise, if you will.
Hmm.
So, I mean, there's
Sure.
all kinds of ways you can do it. Literally,
Hmm.
the only thing that can stop you having fun is your imagination.
That's right. That's right. And you can research things to do online at these these dinners, and it's really there's so many fun things you can do, and the secret to it is like the secret to anything else in life. People's going to be involved in it. Have a powwow. They'll
Mhm.
buy into it. That's what
Absolutely.
makes it fun
Right.
because they may come up with a better idea than you've got. That happens all the time, doesn't it, Donna?
Right. I mean, and when you involve games,
Hmm.
especially these kind of fun little
Ooh.
games like two truths and one lie,
Hmm.
um, scavenger hunt along the way, you know
Hmm.
what? That is something that everybody wants to do.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter the age because
Mm-mm.
it is just a three-letter word.
Yeah.
Fun. Fun.
Yeah. Exactly. And you put all these two truths and one lie, for example, into a bag, and you get to the first house, and pull out one and read it, and people would say, "Okay, I think it's okay. I'm going to choose George on for that one or
And
whatever."
somebody write it down and tally
Yeah.
up at the end of the night,
Yeah. 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 There you go.
right?
And then, of course, if it is George or whoever it might be, then you've all got to guess again on what the lie is.
Right. Right.
Because the one that normally trips them up with me on that first one is that people, when I say I went AWOL in the Army, they go, "Oh, no, not Jim, because you're
Right.
retired
Right.
Master Sergeant. You know this. You were invited 3 times to the Sergeant Major's Academy. So what? So what? I mean, this is back when I was young and dumb and good looking. I guess, back then I could get away with things. Fortunately, I was very lucky there with my buddy from Nam. But anyway,
Well, what do they say? With age comes wisdom,
yeah, yeah.
right? When we're young, we're 40 foot tall and bulletproof.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? And
Right?
we're always gonna be young. We'll never grow old. I mean, good grief, come on. Being
Oh,
60, that's two centuries away.
right. I remember my sister-in-law, my first husband's sister. We were out before we got married. We were out dancing, and the song 1999 came on.
Mhm.
And we used to laugh about that and say, oh my gosh, like that's even going to be close. And I remember my mother in law, Connie, laughing at us, just hysterically laughing at us because, we were young. In 1999, that was like light years away,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
right?
absolutely
By the time,
correct.
1999 came along, I'd had 3 children.
Well, Donna, we've talked about 15 minutes or so. Let's do one of your two lies and one truth. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I was in AAU, amateur athletic associations,
Uh-huh.
about 15 years old, and ran a 200-yard meet against college students. The second
Okay.
one is I was once a model, and Irene Ford of the Ford Modeling Agency said, "Get that girl in print." Number three, I was a downhill skier.
Hmm. Knowing you, you could be all three of those. I mean, give you a couple of skis, some snow, and a heel, and she gone. You know. Let's see here. I'll take a wild stab at it, and I'll say that the lie is the downhill skier. Am I correct on that?
You are correct.
Yeah.
You are
So tell
correct.
us about the first two. You're 15 years of age and you smoke all these college students. I want to hear that one.
I wish I was fast, but dang, they were like giants. My coach actually put me in the wrong heat. We were running at
Uh-huh.
ASU, and I kept looking and looking, and I thought, why are they so much taller than I am?
Yeah.
I mean, 15, I was a little shorter than I am now, but not all that much. But I was like, they don't look like they're my age because, you go in your age group, right?
Hmm.
And I said, am I in the right heat? And he's like, yeah, get in there and run. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Smoke
the
them.
gun went off and I'm doing a 220 and I'm, running for everything I have. And I held two of them off about halfway and then one lapped me. And then we were coming around the other end of the field of the track. And the last one lapped me. And I couldn't. They were just so much older and
Yeah.
had so much
Yeah.
more experience. But I didn't do too bad, I guess, for being in the
Not
wrong
for, not
heat.
for, yeah, not for a young kid. I mean, good gracious. I mean, it was way out of your league. So, and the second one, you were a model in
I was a model back when I was in high school,
uh-huh,
and I was signed with an agency here in Phoenix called Plaza 3.
Plaza
And
3.
and they were a big modeling agency. And
Hmm.
Irene Ford of the Ford Modeling Agency was in town,
Hmm.
and she wanted to see. She would come in from time to time and scout for new models, basically.
Hmm.
And so we'd go through, and you have a certain walk that you have to do, and hold your arms a certain way. And because I'm pretty short, but she said to the person there, she said, get that girl in print. She's too short for runway, but man, is she going to be awesome in print.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was kind of
Wow.
nice.
That's one thing we got in common. I was in print too. It was, under the police report.
Oh my goodness. And as far as skiing, I got to be honest with you, I have never gone snow skiing.
Hmm.
Never. I've fallen in the snow several times.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you right now, talking about falling in snow and stuff like that. I was up in Denver, Colorado in January, and it was all icy. And then one year, another year, and another mission, I was up in Chicago, and it was real icy. Every single time you fall, it seemed like a herd of people are standing there, a multitude. And I mean, I don't fall graceful.
Oh, on ice, nobody does, Jim.
Yeah, I tell you.
Nobody.
I mean, it was, and then they asked you the question, you okay? Oh, yeah, sure. I always fall like it's so nice. That's too embarrassing. Because it's embarrassing, even though, everybody knows you can't help it.
Right. I remember I was living in Ohio and it was 2000. It was either
Yeah.
2012 or 2014. Both were
Hmm.
pretty bad winters. And it, snowed and froze and then rain and
Mm.
snowed and froze and rain.
Wow.
So it was just slick. And,
Mm.
I've was gone from Arizona for 25 years and lived in snow country all that time. So I
Hmm.
know to, put out and break up that ice so you don't slip. The
Hmm.
problem is sometimes, even though you think you've done a good job, you slip, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had a Chevy Astro, and I named her Zoom Zoom, and Zoom Zoom was encased in ice, and I mean probably quarter-inch thick. I mean the door locks, the windows, everything. It was a brutal thing.
Mm.
I was going around trying to get all the ice off the dadgum windows so I could see to drive. And I slipped, and it was bona fide ugly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was about a 5-point crash landing, and I did not walk away without bruises and
Hmm.
scrapes.
You know, I saw one lady, bless her heart. She fell, and I was about, I don't know, 50 foot away or something. And I was going to try to go over there and try to help her. And she was trying to get up. She get up a little bit, slip and fall again, slip and fall again, slip and fall again. And then she got the giggles. She's because it was funny to her.
I
And
get it.
yeah, she got the giggles. And so I go over and try to help her. And we look like two drunks trying to get out of a bar. Oh boy.
You grab hold of the dadgum car and your feet are going like this, trying
Oh
to keep
yeah.
balance.
Or you do the split where
Right?
your right foot goes one direction, your left foot goes the other one, and you're hoping, I hope my pants don't split.
Right. It's like doing the hokey pokey, but the wrong way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But she got the giggles. She was trying to get up, plump, fall down again, and she was about 35 or 40, I guess, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
And she just got the giggles, and she had a funny, contagious laughter.
Right?
I mean, she's, I mean, and so you can't do. I never could do anything when I'm laughing. You know what I mean?
It's difficult.
The
It is
only thing
difficult.
there's only one thing I can do when I'm laughing, and that's being on a TV show. Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell a funny, at least it was to me.
Okay.
My husband had got rear-ended twice in his truck. He had Silverado. So he got it back, had it all fixed, and there was 3 cars in the driveway. Our driveway's kind of wide. And he was trying to back in my car here, the other car on the outside, and he'd back in the middle, right? And he's looking, making sure he doesn't hit on this side. And as he's backing in, I'm in the house and I hear this god awful sound. And I went flying outside, and his bumper had scraped and kind of ripped the back part of my car just behind the gas tank.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, he was furious because he was trying so hard not to hit the one car, he hit mine.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was, and he seldom loses his temper. I had the giggles so bad
Oh
that
boy.
I had to go in the house and laugh so I wouldn't make him,
Matter.
right. And I'm telling you, it was hysterical. It was absolutely hysterical to me. And, I said something about it a couple of weeks later, and I said, I still think it's funny. And I just laughed like crazy. And he looked at me and he said, I don't find it funny still.
No, he wouldn't, poor guy, I tell you. Donna, I really like your idea on this, these progressive dinners, and, how you can make a certain thing like, like you make it French and you feature, French wine and stuff like that, and French cheese. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh yeah. The sky is the limit,
And if you start out like that, when you get over there at that last house, you want to do some karaoke, you can have a lot of fun there. You just got to prime the pump to get them to sing. You know what I mean?
Right. And charades is another fun game to do at the end of a of an evening of eating. I mean, that is always fun.
Oh,
I love charades.
Yeah, it's a wonderful time together. It really is, and it really it's just a great time for a group of people to come together and have fun, and it's a win-win situation for everybody, especially for someone that's lonely. And just be sure and ask everyone that in your little group there. Just ask them, just ask for their opinion. What do you think? What could we do?
Right. What's a theme?
Yeah.
Because oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. There is an element of something way different than just going over to somebody's house, having dinner, and playing cards. And we play a lot of cards here to have our friends over for dinner. We play a lot of cards, and we really have a great time doing that.
Oh yeah.
I think, I think next time we do that, I'm going to incorporate the two truths and one lie.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That's
how much fun is that?
oh yeah, it really is. Because it just really and you'll be surprised because when I was an instructor, we had 10 questions and they were various questions, you know, what's your favorite food, for example, and all sorts of things like that. But it was amazing what some people would, when you found out about them.
Right.
I mean, like this one guy, what do you do for a living? He was vice president of a bank, Valley National Bank out in Arizona. So,
Oh, good old Valley National.
yeah, yeah. So I said, see me at break time. You and I need to talk. He
Right.
started cracking up. But oh goodness gracious, the fun that it'd just generate spontaneous
Ab-
energy. It
Absolutely.
really will. And if you're an introvert and you're not really, um, you know, a, a ham at a party like that, you can sit back and watch the hams at the party and enjoy yourself.
But, even if, because we talked about that on one of the other shows this week,
Yes,
Jim.
we did.
One of the things, if you're an introvert, but you're looking to make new friends,
Oh
this
yeah.
is a really safe, fun way to
Hmm.
put yourself out there a little bit without feeling ostracized, if you will, because everybody's doing it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's so important because whether you're a ham or an introvert, and I use those two expressions because people understand them. I'm a ham, okay, surprise, surprise. And my wife is an introvert, but both of us, we need love, we need friends, and we want to be around people that we love.
Right.
Because Donna and I, we're getting ready to go to Tomball, and of course, it would not say getting ready. It'd be I'm already packing my bags, even though it didn't come up to May, because we're excited about being with our friend Marty Haggard and his event and filming it and all that. But we're all going to stay at an Airbnb. Emerson and Aaron, your daughter, and me,
Kaya.
and you. I mean, we're looking at the camaraderie there. To
Right.
sit down and can you imagine the mastermind we're going to have in that house?
It's going to be off the chart.
Holy enchiladas. And I use that as an example because when you go to someone's house and get the people together and have a mastermind, or just a meeting of the minds, whatever you want to call it, the energy is going to generate
Right.
exactly what you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be fun. And who knows? Depending on time, Jim, we might all sit around do two truths and one lie.
That's right. That's right. Oh, by the way, you want to hear my second truth and one
I
lie?
do.
Okay. I was born good looking and rich. No, that's everybody knows that's a lie. Stop laughing out there in TV land. I can't help it. Let's see here. Okay. I once campaigned and helped a politician get elected. Okay. I met the Gunsmoke star James Arness at his house. And the third one, I once raced go karts. So will it be door number one, door number two, or door number three?
I'm going to say, boy, that's a tough one.
Because all
I'm going
three
to,
of them could fit me. Yeah.
right, absolutely. I definitely going to say, oof, I probably going to stink at this, but I'm going to say number one, that you campaigned and help a politician get elected to office is false.
Bob.
Darn it. I almost said true.
Okay. The story behind that, my wife's cousin, Ruben Ortega, he lived in Sierra Vista, Arizona, and he was running for state representative. And him being family, yes, I campaigned for him and I helped him and all of that and helped him get elected. And so, yes, I did help campaign and help a local politician get elected to office. He was a state representative. It was a pleasure. Okay. And then,
Almost said, okay. So then the non-truth,
right.
I'm going to say Darn it, Jim.
Come
These
on.
are good. Okay, so the next one is I met Gunsmoke star James Arness at his home.
Yeah.
And the last one is I once
Now,
raced
race go-karts.
go-karts.
Yep.
Okay, I am going to say number 2, that you met James Arness at his home, is true.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes.
And the way that happened, I worked for Dunn Edwards Corporation out in Hollywood, California. I never forget the address there. It was 960 North Highland Avenue there in Hollywood, California. They were painting wallpaper people. And I was, I had just gotten out of the service. I was married. Me and Ellen moved out to LA. And I was, a delivery driver in a little pickup, just a regular pickup truck, nothing huge. Nothing as big as UPS. They probably figured out to run over somebody and kill them. But anyway, I drove out to his home, and the painter who was going to be doing some painting there ordered the paint, and I was delivering the paint to the garage. And he come out, and I looked at him. I look at him like, I mean, because this guy's tall. He's
Oh yeah. He was a
yeah. I
tall
mean, I
man.
was kind of like looking at binoculars to see him.
I think he was somewhere around 6'3" or so.
Oh, he was six. He was at least at more. I thought he was about 6'5" or 6'6". I don't know.
Wow.
He was a tall guy. I was definitely looking uphill, and he was very friendly. He says, "Hey, how you doing today?" I said, "I'm doing fine, sir. Nice to meet you." And he said, "Yeah." He says, "I really appreciate you bringing the paint out." Yeah, sir. I'm just thrilled to death to do it for you, sir. Can I have the autograph? I didn't ask for the autograph. I did not ask for the autograph because the thing that impressed me about him, I saw a Hollywood star there. They were doing some filming right behind the business there on North Highland. And that individual, well-known star, had his name on his director's chair. It was over by, away from everybody else.
Mhm.
And just by watching him walk over there and sit down there in that chair, you could tell 100% he was not approachable.
Oh.
He was better than everybody else. And he was not as big of a star as James Arness was.
Right.
And here's James Arness, talking to me just like, "Hey, appreciate you bringing that out,
Very
And,
humble, very kind.
oh, yes. Very much down to earth. I mean, I didn't know I didn't expect to see him there,
Right.
I knew it was his house, but that was it. Because normally
Right.
you go to those stars' houses, the servants, deal with someone like me.
Right.
But
That's incredible. And again, just be you.
yes,
Just be you. And you know
yeah,
what? The right people are absolutely going to love you.
yes, they will. Because they will appreciate that I had a person ask me because been on radio and all that, and now I'm TV and all, and I still got my radio show. "Are you a celebrity?" Tell them, "No, not at all. I'm just a lucky guy that's got great friends. I've got a great business partner in Donna. I've got, Aaron Hymas, a great friend at E360 TV, great friend in Marty Haggard, a great friend in Emerson Brantley. I'm just a lucky guy is what I am. I just happen to be on TV just to, get me out of the wife's kitchen."
Well, back when I modeled, and
Mhm.
I did some print, and I did a couple commercials,
Mhm.
and this was in high school, mind you. So this was
Right.
back in the 80s. And I remember I had this one particular outfit I wore for the commercial, and it was a super cute outfit. And I didn't think anything about it. We filmed the commercial, I don't even remember now, folks, honestly, probably 3-4 months prior to when the commercial actually came out by the time
Mhm.
they did everything together. And one day went to school and I wore the exact same outfit. I didn't think anything about it. And that commercial was out. Didn't think anything about it. I walked into school and I remember walking down one of the hallways to go to class, and all of a sudden I was swarmed. I mean, swarmed by probably 30 students.
Yeah.
And they were freaking out because it was me. And I'm
Hmm.
like, whoa. You guys got to back up. I can't deal with this.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
I mean,
exactly
so
right.
I can appreciate how people of, high celebrity status, how
Yeah.
it makes them feel, because it's
Hmm.
kind of a scary thing when that many people want to be around you all of a sudden.
Yeah. Especially if you're an introvert and they just kind of like want to swap around you, man. That just
You
woo.
right?
Yeah, that
Right?
can create a panic attack there with some folks.
Oh,
Really
absolutely.
can.
Absolutely.
And
Oh my goodness.
Donna, one of the things that we always try to do, we try to be ourselves here on television because,
Snorts and all.
oh yeah, we got a good snort out of her earlier. That was a good snort. That's one of those classic snorts. One of those things that you could stereo, put it on stereo, so you know, you could crack up a multitude of people with that one there. But realistically, we just want people to know that we're, just average people. We're not anything. We don't pretend to be something we're not.
We're
We
not
don't.
any more and we're not any less.
That's right. And that's why I never try to act intelligent because I'd be acting, and I'm
Whose
always
fault
teasing Donna
alone?
about that. But realistically, some people they get on. I've had people on shows and they pretend to be something that they're not.
Right.
And that phoniness, ladies and gentlemen, will come across.
It shines loud and clear.
Yeah. One thing about TV will give you instant credibility, but it will also expose you if you're a phony baloney.
It will. It will. And before we continue on, I just want to
Sure.
take this moment right now to thank everybody out there who
Oh, yeah.
watches us, who tunes
Hmm.
in, whatever platform it is, because
Oh, yeah.
there's a multitude of platforms that
That we're on.
E360 TV reaches out to and
Yeah.
partners with.
Hmm.
But Jim and I so appreciate each and every one of you
Hmm.
who
We sure
tune in
do.
and watch our shows and tell others. Because, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here
That's
and
correct.
we wouldn't be doing what we love.
Hmm. That's exactly right. And notice all the things that we share here. And we don't really pitch products because that's not what we're about.
Right.
And it's just amazing how that has enabled us to open up many doors that opened for us.
Hmm.
We didn't even ring the doorbell, ladies and
Right.
gentlemen. We really didn't.
Right.
And let's see here. Before we run out of time today, we're at 43 minutes. I want to hear one more from Donna.
Okay.
Let's
Here's my
hear it.
last two truths and one lie, folks.
Drum roll.
Okay. I once drove a car at 125 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
I was a prom queen in high school.
Okay.
I once took first place for my banana bread at the Arizona State Fair.
Oh, gosh. All three of them could be true.
Jim, me speed, come on. I live in Phoenix. I have to be very careful.
Why do the airline pilots, when they're going down the runways, look at that car over there? Oh, that's Donna.
Hi.
I would say you driving 125 miles an hour is true.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So when you go riding with Donna, you want a full body armor.
Well, okay, first of all, it was back in the day when it was a little less populated than it is now. And I really had good reason to do it. I was on my way to Tucson to hang out with my future mother-in-law and my future sister-in-law for the weekend. And these guys driving, it was summertime, and you could tell that the party was still going on. And I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good no matter what. So I looked at them and I just smiled and I waved and I hit the pedal.
When she waved, it wasn't hello, it was goodbye.
It was goodbye, folks.
Yeah.
I was actually a little worried that because they were still feeling the effects from the night before, shall we say?
Yeah.
That there could be some, and they were trying to get my attention. So I was a little nervous that they were going to crash or crash into me, So I just took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your second one was, I was a prom queen in high school.
Yes.
Now, based on the drunks trying to chase you down, you're real pretty and all that, I'd say that there had to be true.
That is false.
That is false, huh?
That is false.
Wow. Wow. That's a
Yeah,
prom queen in high
one.
school. Now, like I said, all three of them could work. I mean, could be you. First place for your banana bread at the Arizona State Fair. My goodness gracious. Congratulations. I mean, I know you're a great cook. And you were talking about before, a model and all that. And of course, I know the way, that I've heard that you can make good time going down the road. Let me put it like that.
Well, what was it? Oh my goodness, he just passed away. What was his name?
Bob Proctor?
No. Oh. The singer, Meatloaf.
Oh, Meatloaf, yes.
And his song "Bat Out of Hell."
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
As me driving.
Yeah. I wonder where that expression came up of "bat out of hell." We ought to do a show on expressions and where they came up, and because we use expressions all the time,
We do.
And we know what they mean to us, but we don't
But
even
we
think
don't know
about
their origin. Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be fun, Jim. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, think about that because, wow.
Yes.
You got any of that banana bread left?
Not right now, but I'm
Not right
probably
now.
fixing on making some more soon.
Hey, bring it on the plane. We all meet in Houston there. That's going to be fun. Yeah. I'll let the
I
people
probably
know.
won't be able to do that, but what I will do is
I know.
I'll make some pasta salads and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. And well, me and Aaron, we can go out, and pick some bananas off the trees if that'd help you.
You're so silly.
Oh my goodness.
I can just see that.
Oh yeah. But
Donna, do you have bail money?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Jim? Well, we were in the backyard trying to pick bananas, and there was no bananas there.
And this guy had no sense of humor.
Right.
None. In other words, he got rather rude and personnel with us. I'll tell you right now, one time when I was growing up in Carolina, I really thought that our neighbor he plowed his garden and all that, and he left a string of strawberry plants right on the line. So I figured he left them there just because they were on the line, because everybody knew where the line was, the property line. So I'm out there one night picking them, eating them, and all that. He opens up his door. Hey, get away from there. I'm going to call your dad. And I hear the phone ringing. I'm thinking, oh man, that's not good. And to Dad, I was stealing. So I never did that anymore. You know what I mean?
Never picked any more strawberries from the neighbor anymore.
No, I graduated banana trees.
I remember a little girl going back to Montana, and my grandma used to say, honey, go out there and pick some peas for dinner.
Yeah.
I'd come back and there'd only be a small handful.
Oh, yeah.
And she'd say, where'd all the peas go? I'm like, oh, no, Grandma, there wasn't that many.
Mm-hmm.
She'd look at me real close, kind of smell. She'd say, were you eating those peas, Donna? I'm like, yes, I was.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
but
goodness.
There is nothing better than fresh peas from the garden.
Oh, yeah.
So sweet. So sweet. But yes, so that one was true. I did take first place at Arizona State Fair.
That's tremendous, because I knew all three of them could be true. I knew the first one was true. I knew that one. That was like, a no-brainer.
That was easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even have to go to night school on that one there, folks.
Right?
Yeah, because in school, her nickname was Miss Parnelli Jones.
Oh, my goodness.
Talking about these progressive dinners and the fun you can have. Look at the fun that Donna and I have had on just our two little, two truths and one lie story.
Right.
And I mean, the ice that breaks and the conversation that generates, along with good food. Oh my goodness gracious!
Right.
It's
And
it sure
laughter.
beats a night of going to the movies and dinner and movies. It really does because think
You're your
about
own
that.
entertainment.
Yeah,
You're your own entertainment. You and
yeah.
your group of pals, you know,
Oh yeah, oh
you are
yeah.
your own entertainment. And oh my gosh, the laughter, you
Oh
know,
gosh, yes.
the absolute laughter. That is just so much fun.
Oh yeah, and I mean back when we had, and of course our students were all various ages from 20 something to 40 something, so we had a
Right.
wide range of age groups there. And we used to get a kick out of those 10 questions. Some of the things people would reveal, including the females, in their answers. I'm going like, I think I'd
Whoa.
I think I'd carry that one to my grave.
A little
Oh,
TMI, maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean to tell you, but it's amazing what people will say, what people will admit, and it will shock you some of the things that people have done in their life.
Right.
I went to a guy's funeral, a good friend of mine, and he was always timid, kind of quiet. And you know how they have the celebration of life up there and his
Yeah.
pictures and everything he did. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. This guy was a World War II vet. He served in in the submarines. He was, all the
Wow.
different things he did. He made my career in the Army look like I was in the Boy Scouts.
Right.
I mean, realistically. And, but he never, to look at him, he was just a little guy. He was about 5'6", maybe 110 pounds soaking wet. Probably had to jump around the shower to get wet, to be honest with you. But he was what you call a badass.
Right.
He was, a tenth. No, he was not degree black belt in karate, and
That'll do it right there.
oh yeah. But I mean, all the other things he did. But he was so timid and so nice and so shy. I mean, just
Well, he
you
didn't
know,
have to. He was secure in himself.
that's
And
right.
he loved himself. And,
Hmm.
he knew that he had nothing to prove
That's
to
right.
anyone else.
Hmm.
So being, ostentatious about who he is, and
Yeah.
it wasn't something that he needed to do for himself to fill himself up.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And Donna, our time is almost gone. My
It
goodness
is.
gracious, it is almost gone. I mean,
We
we're
have
just
had
down to.
so much fun today.
We hope you've enjoyed and got some inspiration to do the two truths and one lie because that is a lot of fun. And you know, I stumped Donna on one. I think she stumped me on one there, but it's amazing. Uh, it's just really a fun game.
Right.
It opens up a lot of conversation. We could have went on and talked about our stories there for another hour. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And when you combined those kind of fun games like the two
Hmm.
truths and the one lie with a
Hmm.
progressive dinner,
Mm.
and then you do the big reveal at the end. And here's another idea. The one person who gets the most correct answers,
Mm.
or say two or three, gets a little prize,
Yeah.
gets a little something.
Mhm.
How much
And
fun is that?
oh, yeah. And if you're looking to make friends, think how much easier it would be for you to start a conversation with someone that revealed two truths and one lie.
Right.
You know, wow,
What
I
an
was,
icebreaker.
oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it just melts the ice, folks.
Mhm. Yeah,
It melts the ice.
it really, truly does. And ladies and gentlemen, we've enjoyed it this week. We really have. We
Oh,
talked,
we have.
first part of the week, we talked about all the 20 things that
Mhm.
people say that keeps them from being friends or keeps them from they're lonely. And I think it was 16 or 17 of them started out with I.
Right?
I, I,
They
I,
did.
I. And But we wanted to cover some things because Valentine's Day is coming up. It's a very lonely time, but you don't have to be lonely.
Nope,
You really don't. You can choose to be happy. You
that's
can
right.
choose to make friends and say, it may not be this Valentine that I may have someone in my life, but I'm not going to worry about it because if I love people and I'm, open and honest with them and treat them like I want to be treated, love will come to me. It sure
Absolutely.
will. It sure will.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Don,
Well,
it's time
folks,
for us to, we're out of quarters.
we are out of quarters and we're out of time, but
Mhm.
thank you so much for tuning in. And we
Mhm.
appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah.
And just, obviously we will be back next week.
Yes, you bet. Hope you have a nice weekend and be good to yourself. Love yourself first, then you can love others. And most importantly, give yourself grace and forgive yourself for some of the things that you've done in your life that you're not proud of. Let it go.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next week. Bye bye.